man Kid from Kid and Play, chilling at Power 93.5, baby.
Get some of this cock. Some
Say it again. What'd
Pause.
you say there?
pause. No
Carla
zitty. 93.5, Carla and Cadence hanging with you. Oh my God, it's Friday. And we have a very, very special guest sitting in the studio with us, Mr. Chris Kid Reid.
Hey!
Where's he at? I love that guy. He's amazing.
Man, welcome to the city, my
He's
guy.
like a hip hop Tom Hanks.
Man, oh my God, you stole the words right from my mouth. You know, you guys, when we walked out to see him, I had this urge to give him like a big ass hug, and he just gave me some dap. But then he hugs Cadence.
Hey, man, we're guys. That's what happens, you know?
Hell?
I don't know. You know, I didn't sense you were coming in for a hug.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
You was a little.
I need to fix my energy
A
then.
little standoffish.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
You gave me like the Heisman. No, I'm just playing.
A little side hug.
We can hug it out. No,
Okay.
it's great to be here.
Yeah.
In Wichita.
So you've been here. You were here like a few years back.
Apparently.
Yeah,
I have
you
no
forgot about
recollection,
us.
But
You
I
forgot.
heard I had a great time.
He did.
He had a one-night stand with Wichita years ago. He didn't remember us, but that's
Yeah.
okay. You're going to be at Vorshay's Cocktail Lounge.
That's right. This is the stand-up side of Kid from Kid and Play. Something I've been doing actually over 20 years. But it's like, having fun. It's just interacting with the audience in a different way, using some different muscles. But I like it. Anything that gets me around, coming back and forth to places like Wichita. So, yeah, we heard Vorshay's is a place to be.
So
Got
fun.
my man Alonzo going to be on the set tonight.
Yeah.
Alonzo Ross hosting it. Alonzo's funny as hell, too.
I heard.
He's funny.
Yep, it's going to be a good time.
No, it's going to be a good time. So we pulling up, and I think we got another. What's that thing we got tomorrow? We got a. We're gonna be at High Hopes tomorrow at the dispensary. Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds good.
We'll be out there promoting. I got my company called Kid and Blaze.
Hey.
Hey, yay!
Cadence, are you interested in that?
Yeah, we trying to check all the
be.
boxes. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, and want the ladies to come out. All my witches. Hitting switches.
Bring your brooms.
What's the biggest difference and the toughest part of transitioning between doing the movies and doing the rapping and then being a comedian? What's the big difference?
Wow, great question. You know what? Like I said, that each one kind of works some different muscles. Music was the foundation of it all, from way back in the days. And I think that's maybe what ended me up coming back around to comedy. Because, when we started in the hip-hop game, the crowds were small. Hip-hop wasn't even getting the respect that it ultimately got. Then, a bunch of crazy stuff happened. I think doing the stand-up at this point is a way to get back a little bit more intimate with the audience and let them know some things maybe they don't know about me. They certainly know a lot about me and Play. After all these years, but they might be some other kids, they other things they don't know about. They don't know I got 2 baby mamas. They don't know that. They don't know. So, it's kind of sharing those things that we share together, the experiences. So,
Yeah.
Each one is fun in its own right.
Gotcha.
So are you on an official tour right now? Like, where's next after you leave the beautiful city of Wichita?
Wow. Back to L.A. Yeah, I've been in L.A. a long time now. But soon it'll be back for Kid and Play time. So that's a good thing. So different. It's almost like different seasons. So all right, it's stand up time, or it's voiceover time, or it's Kid and Play time, or it's progressive commercial time.
Yeah.
So we've been fortunate to do a varying a bunch of different things. We just depends on what season it is. When Domingo, when my man Domingo calls, he just say, "Hey, Wichita went great. Tulsa's on the horizon."
There you go. Yep.
Are you and Domingo really good friends also besides doing business together?
Yeah, we are, and I think that helps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think we. And he knows dates and times way better than I do.
That's how the managers
need
always
that.
are.
No,
Yeah, you need somebody like that.
And we originally met because Domingo had been working with Coolio for many, many years. And Coolio and Kid and Play and Tone Loc and Rob Bass and all, we had been on that Isle of the 90s tour for so many years. It's still going on. It's the tour that just won't die. And apparently we were here in Wichita. So if y'all were at the Isle of the 90s tour, come through tonight. We'll have fun. But yeah, friends as well as business partners in different ventures. It's a good thing, and it's also good because you get better advice.
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And, you always need somebody in your camp that can, give you good advice, or as we used to say, somebody got to be able to check you.
Oh, no
Absolutely.
doubt.
Because, gone unchecked, I will ravage.
Yeah, we all will.
I will ravage the witches of Wichita.
I seen an article that said that back in the day, because I was doing my research before you came in.
You just AI'd.
Yeah,
That's all you did.
No, I didn't, but I thought about it. But I seen an article that said that you and the cast of the house party back in the day only made about $4,000 for that. Is that correct? You only made a little bit of money to be in that show?
To be in the movie House Party?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, that number isn't accurate.
Okay.
I mean, it was a very low number. And I made the most of that low number. But looking back at it, it was such an opportunity.
Yeah.
That we've reaped the benefits of all these years.
No doubt.
House Party is 35 years old.
Wow.
Came out in 1990. So, comparatively, was it not a lot of money? No, it wasn't. But man, what an experience!
The value.
And these are people that I saw AJ Johnson, the sister. I just saw her the other night in West Hollywood. Atisha is still great friends. Martin, I saw Martin on the plane the other day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
We still remain friends, and we're all still doing stuff. So,
That's awesome.
Not all the goodness and not all the power and the glory is related to how much money we made.
There you go.
For sure.
You know what I mean? We were given a great opportunity. Look, nobody made money. Reggie Hudlin didn't make money on that. The movie company made money, and they continue to. But sometimes you can take a short-term L on the money tip. But man, what an opportunity it was, and thankfully we've all been able to expand and profit from it.
Nice.
$4,000, god damn.
I play this little question with all of our artists that come in, and it's called This or That.
Okay.
So it's one thing. You got to pick one or the other.
Right. Shout out to Drez.
Yeah. So
for that.
Let's get it going, okay? Now, we were talking earlier about grits, me and Carla.
God, I love grits.
Would you rather have sugar or salt on your grits?
That's a good question. Neither. I throw some butter on them.
Butter.
Ooh,
Okay.
butter's good, too.
Okay.
Butter's good,
Throw some butter on them.
That's a good one.
Throw
That's a
some
good one.
cheese on them grits. How about that?
Throw some cheese on it.
Yeah.
And I'm older than Carla, so
Shocker.
I remember back in the day where it was like, we had a lot of like rap where they were talking about like in making the neighborhoods better and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about it: self-destruction from back in the day, or we're all in the same gang.
Ooh. Well, I mean that's a tough choice.
Yeah, I'm good at these.
Yeah, you good. You good. Self-destruction is kind of near and dear because that had the whole East Coast vibe behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? I always feel bad like they never invited us down. I was like, hey,
That's a good
we
point.
Kid and Play care about the community.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? No, but I'm very partial to self-destruction. However, spending a lot of time in Los Angeles as we did, making those house party movies. We spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, so we got to know firsthand how difficult the gang situation was out there, and we got to know the guy behind it, Mike Conception, who was gang leader turned community activist. So you know what? That's a tough one. That's like trying to choose between your children. That's like trying to choose between your lady or your kid. Which one do you want to kill?
There you go.
Oh my God, we were just talking about if you're on a boat.
Yeah, we'll ask
who
you
are
that
you
one.
saving?
Who you
Yeah, you
saving?
know what? Can I kill them both?
Oh my God.
I'm trying to get off the
Start
child
all over.
support. Yeah, I need
Just get me off
I
the
need
boat.
a clean slate. Can I do that?
Okay, MTV Rap
Yes.
or BET The Basement?
Ooh.
Man, I hate to say it, but I'll go with Yo MTV Raps. Nah, man, that's
It's tough, huh?
Man, you got to be careful what you say. These things go viral, right? Kid hates black people.
Yeah, exactly.
Big ticket response.
No, you know what? They were both very, very important in the growth of Kid and Play. Yo MTV Rap, shout out to Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Shout out to the late, great Ted Demme, the white dude that created the whole concept.
Yeah.
But BET, we were in the early days of BET when they were very small, and we relied on them. They relied on us. So, man, that's a tough call, man.
And I think they were both different companies in the very beginning. Like, it was just a different vibe. They were
Different
pushing
vibe, for
different
sure.
stuff.
Well, you know what? This is what I would say. I mean, I would lean toward BET because at that time MTV was just huge.
Yeah.
They were the big dog on the block, and BET was just, they were struggling. They was trying to get their weight up, which they did, particularly on the black tip and on the hip hop tip. BET. Look, there was a thing with BET way back in the days. they didn't immediately embrace hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, and there were a lot of radio stations. Black radio didn't automatically embrace hip hop.
Was it more like R&B?
Video soul and all
Yeah,
that.
man, R&B, and you know what I'm saying. I don't think they meant anything, trying to keep us down purposely. I think like my own father, they didn't understand it.
Yeah, 100%.
They didn't think it had a future. They didn't see the artistry and the creativity in it. So, but all those things were important. MTV was important to us. BET was very important to us.
Nice. And then my final one is, would you rather have a 10-year rap career or a 10-year comedy career?
Ooh, man, Shevitz. Man, can I kill my girl and baby?
Can we just digress back to the boat?
That's tough. Well, I would say this. It reminds me of a question that they asked Luther Vandross back in the days. And it was like, do you want to have one album that sold 100 million, 50 million? Or would you want to have 10 years every time you bumped out, it was $1 million? You know what I mean? Do you want consistency or you want longevity, or do you want a blow? You want thriller, or do you want a long career?
Long career, yeah.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, once again, it's a tough choice, man. I gotta plead the eighth.
What's your favorite though? Would you rather act, rap, or do stand up? Like music?
Is it kind of like a baby where it's like they're different, so that way I love both of them?
They're really different. I mean, I really dig the comedy because, I can kind of incorporate all of it. The comedy, my style of comedy incorporates kind of acting. I throw a musical aspect into it. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you never forget the girl you came to the dance with, and that's hip hop.
No doubt.
So I love that. That's the foundation. I wouldn't be sitting here with y'all after all these years if we didn't blow up doing that. And then the movies, they're special because they brought us to an incredible global audience that we enjoy to this day. So no, I ain't choosing.
You ain't choosing.
Lock the doors. I ain't choosing.
I don't know if he answered one direct question
No,
out of
I
your
did
questions,
not.
Cadence.
Look,
You should run for office.
Look, I've been to court before.
Hey,
I know
you
what's
already
going
know.
on.
You already know what to say. I plead the fifth. Well, I will just say, man, you were a big part of my life growing up. With all the movies that you did. I had the high top back in the day. Did the dances, all of that, and I just appreciate you. And I know a lot of times we don't give our flowers to our people who were in the '80s and the '90s. So I want to make sure that you get yours today, because there's a lot of people that are excited that you're out here and doing your thing. So keep being great, my man, and keep doing your thing.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up? Wichita! Bring your asses down to Vorshay's Friday and Saturday. We'll be meeting and greeting as well. And come check us out at High Hopes. Apparently, this is Wichita's first dispensary. So that's how we roll. Kid and Blaze, let's go.
Hey.
Power 83.5. Boom!